Today's Tips du Jour mailbag question comes to us from New Jersey. Robert, do you ever use a power sander to level and buff your finishes? Tim in New Jersey. Yes, Tim, I do. Now, you can usually tell a luthier that levels and buffs his finishes by hand because one arm is usually slightly more developed than the other because of the leveling and buffing process. Now, the good news is that power sanding can help speed up the process. And the bad news is that power sanding can help speed up the process. So if you're not careful, you can do more damage than good. Let's go over to the bench. I'll show you what I use. So Tim, here's what I'm going to use. This is a Festool power sander. It happens to be model RO90DX-FEQ. However, I really don't think the brand or the size matters too much. I mean, you could even use a little larger Festool if you wanted to, or any other type of sander. I'm going to be using the P800 sandpaper, also from Festool. Now, keep in mind, this is a very aggressive way of doing things. So I just used the P800 to get it almost level. I still see some shiny spots, some low areas. Now I'm going to bump it up to the 1000 and rinse and repeat the process. Once you finish with the sandpaper, if you wanted to, you could get you some type of little buffing pad or bonnet like this and use liquid compounds and go ahead and buff it on up to high gloss. However, on this guitar, I'm going to use the traditional method of using a buffer. Now my buffer will only get so close around the neck and around the waist, so there's usually a little bit of handwork to do. I use just a 1000 grit wet dry paper on a hard rubber backing pad and just come in and take care of those areas. I also, when I get done with those areas, come in and just hit the guitar real quick, all over, to make sure that I'm completely level. Also, I want to get rid of all of those patterns or marks from my sander. Once you get that done, wipe it all off, you're ready to go to the buffer. So Tim in New Jersey, thank you very much for your question. And hopefully this little bit of information will keep you from having forearms that look like Popeyes. Happy finishing.